6 once wealthy American families who squandered their fortunes. 1. The Goulds. Jay Gould was one of the wealthiest men ever. The 19th century magnate ruled American railroads. Gould was the epitome of a Gilded Age robber baron. He sold out his associates and bribed lawmakers. He played the stock market like it was his own business. Jay's oldest son, George, inherited the family fortune, but the $77 million did not survive the 1929 stock market crash. When George died, he was worth $30 million. His children received only $5 million. The rest went to his creditors. 2. The Vanderbilts. Cornelius Commodore Vanderbilt was another Gilded Age legend. When he died in 1877, he had around $100 million. Like Gould, Vanderbilt started off with railroads. He later expanded to steamships. The Commodore left a prominent legacy of philanthropy. But his offspring did not follow the patriarch's lead. Generations of Vanderbilts bought up luxury cars and mansions. They gambled like there was no tomorrow. There's nothing left anymore, not even a trust fund. 3. The Strobes. Bernhard Strobe was an immigrant success story. In 1850, he arrived from Germany with $150 in his pocket. He also brought a family recipe for beer. At 28, Strobe founded his own brewery in Detroit. His sons expanded the empire. By the 1980s, the Strobes owned the third largest brewing company in the U.S. The family fortune stood at $700 million. But when they acquired Schlitz in 1982, the move didn't pay off. The Strobe Brewery Company incurred huge debts. The growing competition from Coors didn't help. The company was taken over and broken up in 2000. Some of its signature brands still survive, in name only. 4. The Hartfords. George Huntington Hartford was a man with a vision. He expanded the small chain of family tea and coffee stores into a grocery empire. Until 1965, A&P was the largest retailer in America. His grandson, Huntington Hartford, inherited the A&P fortune. He had no business acumen, but plenty of expensive habits. Huntington lost millions through failed enterprises and a playboy lifestyle. After 156 years in business, A&P closed its final store in 2015. Hartford went bankrupt and moved to a modest home in the Bahamas. 5. The Kleugees. John Werner Kleugees was a TV mogul. In 1987, Forbes named him the richest man in America. His media company, Metro Media, was worth $4 billion. The family fortune was squandered after John's divorce. His wife, Patricia, received a 200-acre estate and $1 million a year. She put all her money in a vineyard. When it failed, she borrowed more to revive it. Patricia Kleugees failed, declaring bankruptcy in 2011. Her property was foreclosed. It was sold at auction for a pittance. Donald Trump bought the mansion, the land, and the vineyard. 6. The Pulitzers. Joseph Pulitzer was a publishing magnate. He was the one who established the famous Pulitzer Prize. He also founded the Columbia School of Journalism. His grandson Peter drove it all off the cliff. Peter bought an 800-acre citrus farm that failed. He had to be bailed out by his ex-wife's new husband. When Peter divorced in 1982, he was worth $25 million. Now his citrus farm is in mortgage, and he doesn't appear in any Forbes rankings.